LA Knight's future with WWE has become one of the hottest topics in professional wrestling right now, with speculation running wild about whether the fan-favorite superstar could actually be on his way out of the company. The rumor mill is churning at full speed, and fans across the globe are trying to piece together what's really going on with one of the most overperformers on the entire WWE roster. This situation has everyone talking, and if you want to stay updated on all the latest developments in this story and everything else happening in wrestling, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss a single update. LA Knight's journey to this point has been nothing short of incredible. The man originally came into WWE's developmental system as Eli Drake, a name he had made famous on the independent circuit and in Impact Wrestling. He had the charisma, the mic skills, and the in-ring ability that WWE typically looks for in their superstars. But like many talented performers before him, his initial run in the company didn't go according to plan. He was repackaged, given different gimmicks, and shuffled around without ever finding the perfect spot that would allow him to shine. Then something changed. LA Knight reinvented himself and found a character that resonated with audiences in a way that few wrestlers managed to achieve. His promos became must-see television. Every time he grabbed a microphone, fans knew they were about to witness something special. His catchphrases caught fire with the WWE universe. People started chanting his name at live events whether he was on the card or not. The organic groundswell of support for LA Knight became impossible for WWE to ignore. His rise through the ranks was meteoric once he found his groove. He went from being a guy who was barely on television to becoming one of the most popular stars in the entire company. Fans rallied behind him, demanding that he be pushed to the main event level. Social media exploded with support for LA Knight every single week. The chants for him during shows grew louder and louder. WWE had lightning in a bottle with this guy, and everyone knew it. But now, suddenly, there's uncertainty surrounding his future. On December 8, 2025, LA Knight was brutally attacked on Monday Night Raw in a beatdown that left him laid out in the ring. WWE announced that he suffered a cracked sternum from the assault and would be out of action indefinitely. The way the segment was shot, the intensity of the attack, and the official announcement all pointed to Knight being written off television for an extended period. The immediate question on everyone's mind was why? Why would WWE take one of their hottest stars off television right now? Why would they sideline someone who was getting massive reactions from the crowd every single week? The official story is that this is a storyline injury designed to give Knight some time off to rest and recover from the grueling schedule. Reports indicate that he worked approximately 65 matches throughout 2025, which is a significant workload for any performer, especially someone who is 43 years old. But here's where things get interesting and where the speculation really starts to heat up. Some insiders are suggesting that there might be more to this story than just giving Knight a vacation. There are whispers about contract negotiations, discussions about his role going forward, and questions about whether WWE and LA Knight are on the same page regarding his future with the company. These rumors have gained traction because of how abruptly he was written off television and because of the timing of everything. LA Knight re-signed with WWE back in 2024, and that contract was supposed to keep him with the company for several more years. On paper, everything looked solid. He was locked in, WWE had secured one of their rising stars, and fans could look forward to seeing Knight on their screens for the foreseeable future. But anyone who has followed professional wrestling long enough knows that contracts can be complicated, situations can change, and what seems certain today might be completely different tomorrow. The wrestling industry has seen its fair share of shocking departures over the years. Stars who seemed untouchable, who were making tons of money and getting pushed to the moon, have walked away from WWE for various reasons. Sometimes it's about creative differences. Sometimes it's about wanting to explore other opportunities. Sometimes it's about personal reasons that have nothing to do with the business side of things. The point is that just because someone has a contract doesn't mean they're definitely staying put. Another factor fueling the speculation is how WWE has handled LA Knight's character over the past year. While he's remained popular with fans, some observers have noted that he hasn't been given the kind of sustained main event push that his popularity would seem to warrant. He's been in big matches and important storylines, but there have been moments where it felt like WWE was hesitant to fully pull the trigger on making him a top champion. This has led to frustration among his fan base, who feel like the company isn't maximizing Knight's potential while he's at the peak of his popularity. There's also the reality that LA Knight is 43 years old, which in wrestling years means he's in the latter stages of his career. He doesn't have another 20 years to wait around for the perfect opportunity. If he feels like WWE isn't going to give him the opportunities he deserves, it wouldn't be completely shocking if he started exploring what else might be out there for him. Other wrestling companies would absolutely jump at the chance to sign someone with his talent and proven ability to connect with audiences. The current landscape of professional wrestling offers more options than ever before for talented performers. AEW has established itself as a legitimate alternative to WWE, with deep-pocketed backers and national television deals. Other promotions around the world are thriving and looking for established names who can draw fans and elevate their brands. An independent run could be lucrative for someone with Knight's name value and promo skills. The point is that leaving WWE in 2025 doesn't mean disappearing from wrestling. It might actually mean more opportunities in some cases. Social media has been absolutely buzzing with theories and speculation since Knight was written off television. Fans are dissecting every interview he's done recently, looking for clues about his mindset. They're analyzing every backstage report and insider comment for hints about what might really be going on. Some are convinced this is all a work, just part of a storyline that will lead to a big return and an even bigger push. Others are genuinely worried that WWE might be about to lose one of their best performers. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the silence. LA Knight himself hasn't said much publicly about his status or his future plans. WWE hasn't provided a clear timeline for his return or detailed what the long-term plan is for his character. This information vacuum has allowed speculation to run completely wild, with everyone filling in the blanks with their own theories and assumptions. The timing of all this is particularly interesting given where WWE is as a company right now. They're under new ownership, they've got major television deals in place, and they're positioning themselves for continued growth and success. Losing a talent like LA Knight, especially when he's so popular with their core audience, would be a blow to the roster depth and could raise questions about whether the company is properly managing its talent relationships. From a business standpoint, it would make sense for both sides to work things out. WWE benefits from having LA Knight on their roster because he's proven he can get reactions and connect with fans. LA Knight benefits from being in WWE because it's still the biggest platform in professional wrestling with the most exposure and the most lucrative deals. But business doesn't always work out the way it should on paper, and personal relationships, ego, creative vision, and a dozen other factors can complicate what seems like a simple situation. Reports suggest that Knight will be back at some point, that this is indeed just a temporary break designed to give him rest after a demanding year of work. His contract situation appears to be solid, with several years still remaining on his deal. The storyline injury gives WWE a clear path to bring him back whenever they're ready, potentially with a renewed push and fresh storylines. All of this points to Knight returning to WWE television in the coming months and continuing his career with the company. But until he actually shows up on television again, until there's an official announcement about his return, the speculation will continue. Fans will keep wondering if there's more to this story. Wrestling insiders will keep dropping hints and teasing that they know something the public doesn't. And LA Knight's future will remain one of the most talked about topics in professional wrestling. The uncertainty is what makes this so captivating, and everyone is waiting to see how this situation ultimately plays out. If you want to stay informed about what happens next with LA Knight and get all the latest wrestling news as it breaks, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. We'll keep you updated on every development in this story and bring you all the insider information as soon as it becomes available. Don't miss out on finding out what happens next. Subscribe now and we'll see you in the next video.